Amy.
Yeah.
So you are very well known for choosing characters that are incredibly complex and have a lot of layers.
Yeah.
And right now, though she seems very interesting, she seems like a worried mother who's on the run for her kids. Do you know what other layers you can tease about your character that fans can get into?
Well, no, I don't know much at all.
Yeah, we've only shot the pilot. We don't. That's a great question
We're
that I can't help you
actually
with.
here to get ideas. I do think there's going to be, a big transformation because she is coming into something that she didn't expect at all. I mean, I think, there's even like Fred on Angel, she was a normal person put in extraordinary circumstances, and I think that brings out kind of a power and a complexity in the roles that I'm sure that Matt's going to make challenging and exciting for all of us.
Coby, I had a question, sorry.
Yeah.
So will we see your character Jace kind of struggle at all with kind of maintaining some humanity for the mutants versus like just doing his job and being cutthroat and capturing them and out?
No, I think so. I think he's not just, it's not, just black and white. I hate mutants and I'm taking him down. I think, he was a cop. His daughter was killed in a mutant-related incident. So he joined the Sentinel Services sort of vowing to not let that happen to any other family. So he's doing it from a place where he thinks he's in the right, And I don't think he's not doing it out of hate for the mutants. It's just, it's like, this is my job and I have to do it. So yeah, I think there will be a definite struggle.
How does it feel to be the only ones without powers in the show?
Honestly, for me, I feel like it was a real welcome change for me. We don't have to do any of this acting.
No more feelings took it.
Right. And we can just watch everybody else suffer with that. So no, for me, it was a real. It was one of the reasons I was so drawn to it because I really like, Amy was just talking about ordinary in extraordinary, and I'm always drawn to that when I'm watching stuff. I think for me, drama is about, most of us are normal, and so drama is about what happens when something difficult happens to ordinary people, and it's how they relate to them, relate to those things, and how they react to them. And have you guys seen Force Majeure? That great movie, and it's about what we do in extremis, and so for me, being ordinary is awesome.
Are you playing make-believe?
Also, we like to, if they like do something, we're like, well, we could do that before. We just try to make them not feel that special. Right?
Oh, they don't feel special, don't worry.
How does the duty versus family kind of fit into the storyline of both of your characters? Like, where is that line, and where do you feel like, okay, this is too far, now I have to protect my family?
Well, I think that's his dichotomy. That's the dilemma for him, in that he starts this thing, still thinking he's doing the right thing, and then he realizes that unless he, one of the things I like that they've set up is the idea that mutants and humans can live together. That's absolutely fine, but mutants aren't allowed to use their powers in public for detrimental means, right? So I was just thinking about it over there. Actually, it's like you can cut your vegetables with your laser eyes in private, right? But you're not allowed to do it outside. And so he thinks he's doing the right thing by his family, by protecting them from that, by taking people out who can't control those powers, by taking people out of society. He thinks he's doing the right thing. But immediately when it becomes about his own kids, and one of them does something quite destructive, he knows what's going to happen to that boy. He knows what's going to happen, and suddenly, it's almost like his fatherhood gene kicks in because he has to do something about it, and it means taking the kids out of and his family out of the happy, protected bubble of their world and going subterranean. And I think that's.
All right. Well, I was just going to ask real quick, did you get any advice about entering the X-Men universe?
I did. Anna's done 4 of these movies, and and so she knows the world backwards. She's worked with Brian 3 of those occasions, so she knows Brian extremely well, and she's a big fan of Brian and everything that he brings to the table, and so she's a big believer in doing a bunch of research. So she showed me a few places that she had got information from, not just comic books. The internet as an actor is an amazing resource now. We used to have the Encyclopedia Britannica on our shelves, but you get it's amazing for us because we get to be able to just go down the rabbit hole when it comes to research in a way. And Marvel made the comic books available to us through Marvel Unlimited, which was wonderful.
I was just told to do sit-ups.
Which tells you everything you need to know about how he looks before the job.
Any research for you?
I did a similar thing, but more with research, kind of looking into, because of knowing that X-Men is this allegory for human rights and gay rights, kind of how people who have been on the other side of that situation, maybe like what it was like for people, and obviously I have enough friends who have dealt in these situations, but there's all these websites about advice for when you're coming out to your parents, or how they should respond. And I mean, for me, that's an interesting part of that show, of this show, and of our parts, is that we've always known this is there, and what happens when, like, the kind of guilt of like maybe we should have been doing more all along. So I really like that part of the story.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, the show in general, it's a great way to tackle issues that are happening in our real world, but without being preachy about it, because we're saying mutants, but it's. I should have just ended the sentence when I said being preachy about it, because I was done. That was really what I was trying to say. I kept talking because I thought, hey, I'm an actor. I should really say more.
And on that note,
Thank you so much.
On that note, we're not going to let him say anything.